assistant coach Nolan Smith. If you have a question for coach, please use the hand raise feature. And as always, when you're not asking a question, please make sure to keep your line muted. So we'll start with Steve Wiseman. Go ahead, Steve.
Nolan, hey, how you doing today?
What's up, Steve?
Hey, just what's it been like having coach back around the building, practice, that kind of thing? Is everything getting back to normal?
Everything's definitely getting back to normal. He looks great. He's healthy. He's energetic, and he's excited for this game. So it's been really good to have him back around. Our team obviously gets a lift of energy when he is back around. So yeah, we're excited and we're ready to go.
One more piece of housekeeping. Trevor Keels left the game there tonight. Called him. How is he doing? Is anything follow up from that?
He's good. He's from PG County, so I told him he's not allowed to be soft. So he's good. He'll be ready to play.
Okay, thanks.
Connor O'Neill.
Hey, Nolan, Coach Shire mentioned the other night that you had to do a few hours cramming on Wake Forest and their plays and specials, and I was kind of wondering if you could walk us back through that preparation process and when you found out you were going to have to do that and how accelerated of a process did it have to be?
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't much. I think my guy, Coach Shire, is giving me too much credit, man. I mean, that's my guy. And obviously we knew what was going on, and it's my job as assistant coach to have my guys back, have my head coaches back on that night. Obviously next year too, but especially right now in the moment. I said, "What do you need? I'm gonna get it done." Crammed and watched a bunch of games about 4 to 5 hours, and was prepared for the Wake Forest game. But as a team, we're always like, next man up. Are you ready for preparation? That was it. Just being ready to do whatever our team needed to do to win the game.
Hi, Norris.
Thanks, Coach Smith. Obviously, facing a player like Darion Seabron is a unique challenge. Can you explain sort of, how you guys plan on defending him, or what are the different challenges you'll face playing a guard like him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big time player, so first and foremost, obviously our plan is to keep him out of our paint. He scores a lot at the rim, and when he gets into the paint, gets into that foul line area, he has a lot of shooters around him, guys that are shooting at a very high level right now. Obviously, we saw in the Louisville game, they're hot. They have a lot of hot players. So we got to keep him out of our paint, make it very hard for him, keep him off the offensive boards, and trying to slow him down, but also slow down the guys around him. But he's obviously the head of the snake, so we got to do a great job on him.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll go to Jake Piazza.
Hi, Nolan. I was curious if you've seen Wendell's role evolve as a lot of the younger players have gotten more experience as the season has gone on.
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I was curious if you've seen Wendell's role evolve at all as the younger players have gotten more experience as the season's gone on.
Yeah, I mean, his role really has evolved as far as just being a captain. As guys have gotten better throughout the year with AJ's emergence to the way he's been playing, you just see Wendell just becoming more vocal. He really did it last game versus Wake Forest, but you see it every single day in practice and the way he is with our guys, just being a big-time leader and a big-time captain. He led us tremendously at Wake Forest, and that was great. It was needed, and that's what we talked about coming off our last loss here at home. And he stepped up. So our guys look for him to be their leader.
Brian McLaughlin.
Hey, Nolan, how's it going, man?
How you doing, Brian?
Good. I just want to ask about AJ. He's got such, I don't want to say unique skill set. I mean, there's been guys that can shoot and drive, but he does both of those things at such a high level.
Yeah.
What stands out to you about him? What does make him unique in that regard?
He scores at all three levels. He can get to the rim and dunk it. He can get to his mid-range, and he can shoot the three. And when you can score at a high level at all three levels, that makes you very dangerous to guard. So teams now have to guard him and run him off the three-point line. But then he's unique enough to get by with off the bounce, making dribble moves, spin moves, and then obviously he also makes the right plays with his passing. He's a guy that's just a player, and his emergence. I mean, everybody keeps talking about, but he's been working so hard. I mean, today after practice, he's continuing to run sprints after every practice. With the time off that he had, he talked about just his shape and wanting to be in shape, wanting to be in the best shape. So he just continues to work. But I mean, just his ability to score is obviously a huge lift for our team, and his teammates are the most excited for him.
Can I ask a quick follow-up on that? How does it change things for the rest of the team and what you guys can do as a whole?
It spreads up. It opens the court. It opens the court. Having somebody like him that's making shots. Now you have to really guard and hopefully extend some team defenses. We talking to Trevor. We're waiting for him to get going from behind the 3-point line. We expect him to be a knockdown shooter, and then Wendell obviously can make shots as well. So now the emergence of all these guys that we know can make shots. You have Paulo looking to become more and more dominant as each game goes on. You have Mark Williams inside. You have all these guys, but the more that we can add shooters around our interior, that's going to just help our offense as we go forward.
Jim Sumner.
Hey, Nolan. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I want to go into a little more detail about NC State. They've been involved in close games all year long, but for most of the year, they weren't finishing. Seems like the last few weeks they finished. They figured out how to finish games. What are they doing better now than they were doing earlier in the season?
Yeah, but one thing I told our guys is if they are foolish enough to go look at their record and think that they are not good, they are wrong. They are a much better team than their record. They should have more wins than they have. So we're coming to this game knowing that this is a big time game. Our guys know that they are skilled, they're talented, they have shooters that are shooting. They have 3 guys shooting over 40% from 3. So they're a big time team. Obviously they're small. They don't really have a true big. Obviously losing Manny Bates. Hope he gets healthy and recovers and comes back stronger. But losing him hurt their team, obviously, from an inside presence standpoint. But now they have a lot of guards that can get it off the bounce. They drive and kick. They play together. They play hard. Coach Keese has done a great job with his team. So we're prepared, though, for a big-time game here tomorrow in Cameron versus NC State.
Let me ask you about that lack of size. Seems like a lot of ACC teams are getting most of their offense from the perimeter. We saw that with Miami last week, and Duke didn't always do a good job of countering that. What does Duke have to do better tomorrow?
Yeah, just lock in and defend. Obviously, we want to keep them out of our paint. That's a huge thing. But we feel like we have a very good defensive guard team. Our guards, when they're locked in, they get down and defend. They're tough-minded. Trevor, Wendell, Jeremy, AJ. We feel like they can guard the best guards in the league. And this is going to be another tough task for us, but we're going to have to make it hard for them. And then for us as a team, we have to rebound the ball. The number 1 offensive rebounding team in the conference. So we have to keep them off the boards and limit them to 1 shot.
Thanks.
Sir.
David Thompson.
Hey, Nolan, how are you doing?
What's up, David?
I'm just curious how you feel like Jeremy reacted coming off the bench for the first time this season and how he handled coming off the bench.
Yep. Oh, he handled it amazingly. I mean, he handled it well. He came into the game. I think it was a little different for him at first. You started the whole first part of the season, and you come off the bench. It's going to be different for anybody change like that. But he responded in the second half and really played most of the second half. So he knows he's needed on this team. He knows that we need him. But it made sense to him when you have a guy like AJ playing as well as he is. I mean, our guys, our teammates, all these guys are so unselfish. They wanted that for him, and now he knows in his role he's needed, but he has to be better when he steps onto the court and continue to be himself, though. I mean, he's met with all of us in the last couple of days. We need Jeremy. We want him to be aggressive when he comes in and bring what he's been bringing to us all year.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Nolan, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well.
What's up, B?
Not too much. I wanted to follow up on the question about AJ from earlier.
Yep.
I remember back, I think it was right after you guys came back from that finals break, and Coach had said how valuable that 2-week period was for AJ and helping him get up to speed and get acclimated and really get more like himself. In hindsight, can you give us a little more information about what was so important and so valuable about that time? And maybe there may be one moment that stands out from that period that you can sort of see in the games and go, okay, well, clearly that was going to lead to this.
Yeah. I mean, I think during that time, really, he was one of the only guys that was in the gym the whole time during that time. So that helped him. So he got a lot of individual attention, a lot of individual workouts where he was just pushing himself. And really his body changed, from the start of the season to now. Just with all the extra work that he was getting in, he started to become the athlete, AJ Griffin, that we all saw in high school. He's slimmer, more athletic, bouncier, but then just mentally, he just you saw him flip the switch. You saw him flip the switch, and his teammates saw it in practices, and then it's just carried over to games to where now, okay, well, this dude is really good. He's here. I think Duke fans around the country are very excited about this.
All right, we have time for a few more. We'll go to Tom Shanahan.
Hey, Nolan, I just wonder if you could comment. I know it's not the first time Coach K has missed a game, but it's a little bit different with him retired. If maybe describe the sense of satisfaction that seemed like you guys didn't miss a beat with your staff taking over.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely first look with the new staff there, and whenever coach is out, obviously it stinks, but you know that you have to step up. One thing you don't want to do when your head coach is out is lose. So there's a sense of pressure that's on all of us. Like I was asked earlier, what I had to do individually just to step up for our team and be there for Coach Shire and make sure that we were, as a group, we're very well prepared to win the game. But after we won, the main thing was that coach said, "I feel a lot better." So it got us wondering, like, man, we had lost. What his feeling would have been then? So thankfully, we didn't have to worry about that. We won. We got him feeling better. He was very excited on FaceTime to see our guys, and he said, "I can't wait to see you all when we get back." But it felt good. There was great chemistry on the bench with all of us in that game, and it felt natural. It felt real, and not thinking ahead too much, but it felt good. That's all I'll say.
Great, thank you.
Connor O'Neill.
Well, I want to follow up on an earlier point about Wendell and his leadership. He was really hard on himself after the Miami loss, and I was wondering if that was a conversation that you guys have had in the past week with him, or if that was just him kind of taking on a lot of the responsibility himself in the 15 minutes after the game ended.
Yeah, that's him taking responsibility for himself. As a junior and somebody who's been through the battles, he knows what he expects of himself. He took full responsibility and has really owned it. And I think that's what we've seen in the change in these last couple of days in practice and in the game. That's all on him. He's been a vocal leader now, emotional leader, and I don't think he's gonna let us lose a game that we shouldn't be losing. Lose a game where nobody's talking, or where he feels like he didn't do everything that he could do to help us win. He's going to be there for this team, and he's our leader.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Jake Piazza.
I want to ask Emil this as well, but I will ask you, how have you guys liked having him back in Durham and on the staff this season?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I'm no longer the young fella on the team. We got Emil back as the young fella. But no, it's been great. I mean, anybody that knows Emil, his IQ for basketball has always been off the charts. I remember I met Emil back it was at Adidas Superstar Camp back in 2011. I think it was my senior year. He was just a young boy from Philly, and I remember sitting in the room with a couple of those guys just talking basketball. And I knew then that he just had the IQ for the game. We sat and talked basketball for a long time. So to have somebody like him back is just really special. Brotherhood brings back another big time human being, a big time mind for the game. So it's been great.
Okay, Coach, we appreciate your time. That'll conclude today's availability. Thank you, everybody, for joining the call.
Thanks,